and I want to introduce you to Kyle for the film Fraser Syndrome and Me. Welcome to Sedona. And first, I want you to explain, because I'm not familiar with Fraser Syndrome, so can you explain what that is?
Yeah, so Fraser Syndrome is a rare recessive gene disorder. Basically, out of all the genes you get as a person, my parents met, fell in love, and got married, had kids, both unknowing of the fact that together they each shared a recessive gene, the same recessive gene.
How common is this?
I was the 75th person to be diagnosed with it, documented case, and I believe it seems like there are now about 250 in the world.
In the world. I mean,
Yeah.
you're talking about, when you knew about it, 70 or 75 people in
Yes.
the whole entire world.
And that's
having
not to
this.
say that they are living or they weren't living. It's no way of knowing. It's just so rare that there's not any information, and it was so hard to get any answers from anybody.
And explain, like, what is it exactly? Like, what does this
Yeah.
Fraser syndrome is?
So because of Fraser syndrome, I have one kidney. Some of us are born without any. I have webbed fingers and toes, so they were separated. I hear with a hearing aid, and everything on me is very small, including my larynx was small when I was little, so they had to have surgery for that. I've had 31 surgeries, so a lot of it's been fixed since birth. My eye was partially covered, so they reconstructed it a little, and that's why it looks this way. Some of us have completely covered eyes, and yeah.
Okay, so don't, please
Yeah.
forgive me for asking, but how old are you?
Oh, I'm 26.
You're 26, and
Yes.
you went through 31 surgeries
I
in your
did.
whole entire life.
Yeah, 25 of them were before I was 5 years old.
Oh my gosh. So as a child, what was that like for you?
It was different. It was a different way of growing up. I was friends with my nurses, and anytime I came into the hospital, they're all like, "Kyle, you're back!" Like it was kind of fun, but not fun because I have a fear of needles, and yeah, so it was different, but it wasn't anything but normal to me. I never knew that I was at all different until I started school, and even then I grew up with the same people, and so it was just Kyle, it was just me.
And what was growing up like? I mean, did you experience any kind of bullying or? Yeah.
Yes, I did. It got pretty bad in high school to the point where like I debated leaving and going into homeschooling, but I eventually got to the point where I decided that it sounds really easy and it wasn't, but I decided that I wasn't gonna let it bug me anymore. Like, this is me. This is who I want to be. I don't want to do the surgeries to make myself look you're better or anybody's better. I am this person, and this is who I want to be. So.
Well, you're a beautiful person.
Thank you.
And I'm sorry, I'm gonna need tissues here. It sounds so bad. You know, it's just, I look at you, and you're such a beautiful person, and what you're doing to get this message out, and you haven't let any of this get the best of you. And you went to school, and you studied filmmaking.
I did.
And basically, this was part of your project.
Yeah, so in order to graduate from the University of Milwaukee, or Wisconsin, Milwaukee, you had to finish a film, and it had to be shown in front of everybody, and it had to be the bigger project than you've ever done. So I entered film school knowing that I was going to make this film for that, because this film needs to be made. My parents needed it when I was born to know that I was going to be okay, and the people that are being born with it now, they need it too. This is exactly what my parents needed, and I wanted to make that for them.
You're wonderful. And you have a brother.
I do. I have an older brother.
And was he affected with this?
He wasn't. No, he has. There's a 25% chance he has a recessive gene. We haven't gotten him tested yet. It's up to him. He can do that if he wants. But there's a chance he doesn't have it.
And actually going through this process and learning about, I mean, you grew up with it, you knew about it, but in doing the film, there was something that you learned about in finding people that had this disease? How did that affect you?
Well, I always knew, I knew it was going to affect me. I knew that this was the first time I was meeting anybody with Fraser Syndrome, and I grew up thinking that I was the 75th person, and I was alone. I did not, anytime I reached out to anybody online, nothing ever came of it. And then all of a sudden I got involved with this Facebook group with families with Fraser Syndrome, and this whole world opened up, and I got to meet people, and it was amazing, and it was exactly like my life, but different in their own way, and it was crazy cool. And then what surprised me, though, was that I've always thought about my life being affected, but I never really thought about my parents' life, too. Like, all the parents connected in such a way, like, they all got their babies taken away from them right after birth. And that's the scariest thing a mother could ever go through. And my heart just fell. So it was crazy to see my parents' journey through it, too.
Right. And what commonality do you find among people who have this?
Strong. Very strong. Very determined, and not taking any crap from anybody.
That's great.
Yeah.
So this has led you to actually a job in the film industry.
Yeah, more or less, yes. I work with the Chicago Film Union, IATSE Local 476. I'm an apprentice, and I'm trying to learn my place and figure out where I want to stay in and do. And I'm excited. They're giving me a very good opportunity.
I don't think there's going to be a problem with
that. I hope not.
Not at all. So your particular film, has it shown yet here in Sedona?
It's shown once. It showed on Tuesday at 7:10, and the response is really awesome. And then it shows again on Thursday at 1:20.
At 1:20.
Yeah.
And the film itself, talk a little bit about, was it a journey for you, or were you just trying to alert people about it? What was the whole essence behind it?
Yes, it's very much an information piece about what Fraser Syndrome is. It's also a way of me being like, hey, that girl you stare at on the street, this is her story. And these are our stories. It's a way for me to give. If you Google Fraser Syndrome, I come up pretty quickly, and I get emails all the time about Fraser Syndrome. One of the babies in the film, 2 days old, her dad emailed me saying, it was in German, said, my daughter just like you. And so it's a way to, one, give the parents something to look at, a little bit of a hope. It's so much about hope. And then it's about the Fraser family that needs to know they're not alone.
You are such a beautiful person. Thank you so much. And how can people find out more about your particular film?
I have a Facebook, Fraser Syndrome and Me Facebook page.
Mm-hmm. Everybody needs to sign up for that, right?
Please.
And communicate with you.
That would be great. I like it.
Well, awesome, Kyle. Thank you so much. And don't forget, while you're here in Sedona, you need to hashtag the Sedona Film Fest 25. That's right. See? She knows.
I might have done it already.
You've done it already.
I have.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being with us. And I applaud you for your journey and for your film. So thank you so much.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
And we will be back with more from the Sedona International Film Festival after this.